Hi, I am José Antonio Jiménez Caballero. UNE is the national standardization organization in Spain. Our core mission is to develop and issue UNE technical standards which provide benchmarks for quality, safety and efficiency across various industries. More importantly, UNE represents Spain's active participation in the work of the International Organization for Standardization, ISO, and the European Committee for Standardization, CEN. On one hand, we bring the needs and interests of the Spanish industry into the legislative and standard setting processes at the European and global levels. On the other hand, we are responsible for translating new European regulations such as the upcoming Gigabit Infrastructure Act into the Spanish national standard, ensuring that our country's building codes and network deployments comply with EU and national legal requirements, thereby removing obstacles to the development of the digital economy. This is a very forward-looking question. Fiber in copper out is not a simple option, but an inevitable outcome of technological development. In Spain, according to the connectivity chapter of the European Commission Digital Economy and Society Index, we have a fiber broadband coverage well above the EU27 average, and copper has disappeared outdoors, but the bottleneck is now inside the buildings. With the widespread adoption of applications such as artificial intelligence, 4K, 8K video, and cloud computing, the demand for network bandwidth is growing exponentially. Traditional copper cable technology is approaching its physical limits, such as limited transmission distance, usually only 100 meters, and the difficulty and high cost of bandwidth upgrades. In contrast, fiber optics offer nearly unlimited bandwidth potential, ultra-long transmission distances, and immunity to electromagnetic interference. Whether for high-speed interconnection within data centers or for upgrades in campus networks, this technology-driven wave of fiber in copper out is the cornerstone of building an intelligent world for the future. As a standards organization, we are actively promoting the improvement of relevant fiber optic standards to ensure this transition is standardized and efficient. Indeed, the EU Gigabit Infrastructure Act is a landmark regulation. According to this act, starting from February 12, 2026, all new buildings undergoing major renovation that submit building permit application will be required to deploy FiberReady physical infrastructure and fiber cabling within the building. This means that the fiber is no longer an option but a fourth utility, equally important as water, electricity and gas for new buildings. UNE is actively collaborating to implement this policy and is working on the relevant technical specification requested by the Spanish government. For the construction and real estate sector in Spain, this is not only a compliance requirement, but also an opportunity to enhance asset value. A fiber-ready building means it has the technical competitiveness to meet the needs of tenants and property owners for gigabit or even 10 gigabit connectivity for the next 15 years more. The POL solution is a typical application of the fiber in copper out trend in campus networks, perfectly aligning with the development concept of being green, efficient, and sustainable. First, from the perspective of architecture and cost, POL adopts a layer 2 architecture and a point to multipoint passive optical network, which, compared to the traditional 3-layer Ethernet architecture, can save a significant number of aggregation switches and reduce the space required for weak current equipment rooms. This results in lower overall cabling cost and a reduction in energy consumption of more than 30%. Second, from the perspective of evolution and operation and maintenance, the one-time deployment of fiber infrastructure can meet the upgrade needs from gigabit to 10 gigabit or even higher bandwidth over the next several decades, without the need to change the cabling. Therefore, we believe that in scenarios such as hotels, campuses and hospitals, POL and its evolution technologies are the most enduring campus network solution that can stand the test of time. UNE will continue to pay close attention and to support the standardization of these technologies that align with the future trends.